if you've ever found yourself trying to convince her to stay with you or that she should give you another chance, come on, man. We're going to fix up in this video and it's going to be sorted. I've gone through it plenty of times and it turns her off, basically. It's just unveils a whole can of worms that you don't want in your relationship life. So, without further ado, I've come up with a good plan. If you see me looking down, I've condensed all the ideas over the years of relationships and reading, etc., that I've learned to say no to this kind of crap, basically. No other way to put it. So, the situations I'm on about is when, worst comes to worst, she's breaking up with you, simple. And you're there, you're begging, no, please don't go, stay with me, give me another chance. You know, maybe it's the other end, maybe it's the start of the relationship and you've just asked her out and she says no. And you're like, you can't handle no. And you're like, please stay with me because of this and that, you know, what? You can't leave me. And also, they're the main ones, but it can happen within the relationship, just little subtle talks. Maybe she mentions another guy and you're like, oh yeah, but you know, I'm better than him anyway because I've got this. These are all little kind of ways that you try and make yourself worthy to her that you shouldn't be doing. You got to be careful because that specific kind of behaviour, if that's happening in the relationship a lot, she could actually be seeking you to say this stuff, and that can be a big sign that she's being toxic. So you gotta watch out for that one. But this video is not about how to know if your relationship's toxic or your girl's toxic. This is just specifically on those scenarios when you're convincing her to stay with you. So that's for another video. So listen, what I suggest is you got to remember, you want to be a gentleman, you don't want to be a dick, you know. If there's an issue, you need to talk about it, and if you've done something wrong, you need to apologise. I'm not saying, you know, any conversations now, any conflict, just be completely stoic, but go through the conversations normally and as I said, if you're at fault, say sorry, you know, work through things, okay? But specifically, when she mentions the breakup, this is when we're cutting out all that crap that you used to say because it's negative. And the reason why is because women want to choose you. I didn't write the rules. Don't argue with me, you know, about this. It's the way it is. Women want to come to you, and if you're there trying to chase her, the polarity is off, okay? And specifically, if you're the masculine role in the relationship and she's in her feminine, then she just naturally, it's the way it is. She needs to come to you. It's how the masculine and feminine polarities work, okay? Unless you're looking for the other way, and it does work out in relationships, and the female is playing the masculine role, the man is taking up the feminine role, and sure, chase her all you want, and it'll probably work, but I'll be honest, I don't really know that kind of dynamic in a relationship because I've not been in it. I'm just going off myself and relaying on my own life. But yeah, you don't want to chase her. It's a big turn off for her, trust me. I've heard girls say it. So the first thing is, when you're in these discussions, don't bring up like the end of the relationship breaking up, you know. If she's mentioned a breakup in the past, like, if you do this again, you know, I'll break up, or, you know, I'm just going to break up with you. And then all of a sudden life goes on and you're fine. And then you say, I thought you were going to break up with me if this happened, or aren't you going to break up with me? And it's so stupid. I'm sorry, guys, but why would you bring up breaking up to her? You know, or are you going to break up with me? Oh, why? This is not what you want. So why would you bring it up and call in a bluff as well? Come on. You got to be on a next level of stupidity to do this. And I'm sorry, I have to say it bluntly because I'm speaking to myself and my younger self who used to do this all the time. And it's bad. You know, relationships, as much as being official and in a relationship holds some weight, and sure, marriage holds some more weight, at the same time, they can still divorce within a day and leave, which seems scary, and I know it is, because men are logical and we want to, lock down on a commitment, and we know, boom, this is sorted, I've committed, we're both committed to each other, she said vows, right, and we're with each other now, that's it, It's not really the way it works. I mean, maybe one day when, divorce wasn't really a big thing and we actually stuck to the Bible, but now divorce is very common, unfortunately. And all, I don't know, some people would like the fact that they can get away from relationships so easily, and maybe if you don't take marriage seriously, you might like the fact that you can divorce. But either way, relationships are like an ongoing thing constantly, right, between two people, and the structure around it, whether you're just in a relationship or marriage, doesn't mean anything. She can still leave, okay? So if things are going well and she's maybe not forgotten, but she's, let me just turn my car on, actually, sorry about that, then forget about it, she's forgotten about it, you can forget about it, okay? You're having a relationship, just move on. So the thing is, when she starts speaking about other guys, because I want to make a point on this one, is that men take it too personally. When she speaks about another guy, I'd say it's important to keep it as a sign that she's maybe not happy in the relationship. That can be so many things. A big one could be maybe you're just being too available to her. Maybe you're just not on your purpose as much. You're not on your, I'll talk about it later on, but your vision. You're not, haven't got a structured life. You're not executing on working towards your goals. Could be a whole load of issues that we'll talk about in the channel. But use it as a sign, but don't react emotionally to that. That's all you want to see it as, a sign that, okay, she wants to warn me about other guys. All right, I'll take that. If you just argue back and start saying why you're speaking about other guys, trying to maybe control her, then you're just going to do the opposite, and it's all going to go more south, unfortunately. So it's not the way to go. And try to make a bit of a joke out of it. Be like, I don't even know, I'm not going to even make an example, but make a joke, because it is quite funny at the end of the day, the thought of them being with someone else. I mean, it's not, but it's not going to happen, so you can make a joke out of it, and she'll like the fact that you can see it so lightheartedly, because they're all little tests. Women love tests. Tests are being thrown at you every day, and it's good because it creates accountability, really, in a relationship. It's brilliant. It makes you better as a man. So if you say sorry, if you need to say sorry, say sorry. That's a big one to remember. But then the whole relationship ending, you just don't argue with it. If she wants to break up with you, then say, sure, let me know if anything changes, and walk away. It's the best way to go, because if she really misses you, which 9 times out of 10 she will, and if you've done this before, when she's gone to break up with you, then she'll do it again, and you need to nip this in the bud and walk away. Now, I've got a few top tips, okay, to help you with this, because it's when you're in a relationship, it's not easy. It's easier said than done just to walk away, and to say that. And I know that's probably what you're thinking right now. You are going to put up a bit of a fight, and if that's what she wants, then I need to give her that, and I completely get that. But remember, that can be quite toxic, and if she's doing that on purpose, you need to at least walk away once, so that she knows you're serious, and that'll nip it in the bud, okay? Because if you let them have an inch, they'll take a mile, okay? Now, this walking away idea isn't just for when she wants to break up, it's for when you maybe get rejected. When you say, I want to be your boyfriend, and she says no, then you walk away. But it's easier said than done, so I'm going to give you some top tips. This is really going to help you out. So, number 1 is your vision, structure, and your execution, okay? And this is basically meaning vision, which is your goals in life, what you want out of life, your structure, which is how you're going to get there, what you're doing day to day, what's your weeks looking like, what your days looking like, and the end one is execution, because nothing happens unless you execute. Okay, so if this is why this is so important is because if this is number one in your life, your woman's going to respect you so much, and she'll know he's not going to play around. I'm not even going to say let's break up, because I want to be part of this. I want to be part of his life and this vision he's got. I want to be in that vision, you know. So one is respect, and two is it just helps you. You're more grounded and you're less perturbed, moved around by her changing your feelings, which cause these, you know, random, I don't know if I want to be with you anymore things, you know. And then you can come from a more grounded place instead of, this relationship is everything to me. I'm going to say everything I can until she stays with me. Yeah, it's like, well, you know, I've got my vision, I'll be okay. And it sounds almost a bit toxic, but it's the healthiest way, trust me. And the second one is, some people are going to even hate this even more, but it's having your eyes open to what's out there. And I know that this is going to come across bad to people, because it's like almost comes across as like cheating in a sense, but it's more just the knowledge that other women are out there, and you will be okay if you do break up. Okay, and that lets you walk away to that more openly. Of course, it's terrible. I don't think you should be looking at other women or even thinking about it, fantasizing. Do not do that, and don't kind of live half in your head with another woman whilst you're in a relationship. If you're in a relationship, you're with them fully and you're present and you're with them. Okay, if you're not enjoying it, then leave. Okay, but it's the knowledge, this is what I'm talking about, just the knowledge that you'll be okay if you do leave. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it's gonna help you out, because that's all I want. I'll speak to you soon, everyone. Have a good one.